I will also tell you that, man, we got something cool going on also, baby, on the channel for the merch. Y'all see the merchandise that's always available. The Artemis Experience with Deke show merchandise. 2 new things. We have a new item that has been added, man. The crew neck. All right. It's not on display. You got to click on one of the shirts or on the link in the description box. Take you to the website. But yeah, man, we have new crew neck sweatshirts with the Artemis Experience with Deke logo up there. For those that don't want to do the hoodie all the time, sometimes you got to crew neck it up.
Yeah,
that's available to you. And because I was thinking about Trina Still Diva, I have a promo code. Okay. Promo code is MOATS. She said put it on everything. That's what she said, right?
It's simple enough.
So if you use the promo code MOATS when you're checking out, you will get 15% off of your purchases all the way up until New Year's. All right. So you got some extras for that. You know, a little incentivization, a little, I love y'all. Y'all love us. We appreciate y'all. So there you have it, baby. There you have it. Promo code MOATS when you are using, the checkout. When you're purchasing some of the Artemis Experience with Deke podcast attire and that new crew sweatshirt. It is fire.
Oh, yeah.
I will, man. So, obviously, the first thing that I like about the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. How could you not like him, right? Quarterback that can do it all. Talk about the clutch moments, the it factor, toughness. You've seen that a lot. He's definitely been hit a lot more these past 2 seasons than he was earlier on. But also the thing that I like about him, I can see his growth in the sense of the plays that he's making now are different than early on in his career where he had a great offensive line in front of him. You watch that O-line now, their tackles.
Yeah, they're solid, really but bad. You're right. On the edges, you can get pressure.
Really bad, yeah. And you see Mahomes, he has to get rid of the ball a lot faster. He has to use his legs a little bit more, change, just the pocket as well. But to me, man, seeing just how he's battled through his own adversity, right? Whether it's family members, whether it was the turnovers earlier on in the season, my man's had a lot going on. We know this. We know he had a lot going on, all right? He hasn't went full Aaron Rodgers and said, leave me alone, family. But I'm sure he's teetering on that way if they keep acting the way they're acting, all right? I would not frown it if that was the case. It's okay. It's okay. But for me, that's the first thing I like is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, obviously Mahomes. I'm with you too. One of the elite quarterbacks in this league. And you mentioned growth even throughout the season. Now, all the picks, even early on when people were kind of shitting on him a little bit and the Chiefs were turning the ball over left and right, those weren't all on him because receivers were dropping it. And the line was playing pretty – it's been doing a little bit better, but it was playing pretty bad earlier in the season. But then to see how he's tried to take care of the ball a little bit more, and it hasn't been perfect because I think over the past 6 or 7 games, Chiefs are still averaging a turnover a game, and some of them have been because of his picks or fumbles and whatnot. But no, he's elite, franchise QB. He's a stud. So yeah, obviously Mahomes, and he's one of my guys. I told you he's one of the guys I have in my elite category. So I'm gonna defend him. He had that clutch moment in the Super Bowl. He's proven to continually be clutch, and he has the ball with 2 minutes left. It's just one of those things. Yeah. You're worried if you're the defense. You absolutely are. And we saw what happened in the Chargers game on Sunday. Dude, which I didn't get to watch that because I was watching Spider-Man. I'm watching that today, dude. I'm like, what the hell are the Chargers doing? Exactly. Man? All these fourth downs are going for. Yeah. Even the Chiefs went for on the 1 4th down and they didn't get it. It's just been weird, man. Seeing some of these games. Broncos.
That trash throw on the 1 4th, in the goal line, it was slips out his hand.
I was watching the Broncos-Chiefs game. Why are the Broncos going for it on 4th down left and right?
Low key, the Broncos go for it a lot on 4th down.
What the hell are they doing?
Yeah, they go for it. But that's the new fad. Everybody just feels analytics say you're supposed to go for it on 4th down. So that's what people say you're supposed to do.
I like it in certain moments. But there's just other times bro, just kick it.
Yeah, man.
Especially in those scenarios, the Broncos game would have been much closer. It was Bridgewater's turnovers. His picks were terrible. And then them going for it on 4th and not making it multiple times. That game was actually tighter than what the score indicated.
No, I would definitely
Which gives me, whenever I watch some of these games with the Cowboys and even the Broncos, I'm like, bro, we can, as long as we're not turning the ball over, we could turn them over. Bro, come on.
I agree, man.
I like our chances. But go ahead.
All right. Second thing I like, though. Can I talk about the wide receiver talent? When healthy, when there's no COVID. All right. Whenever you got Tyreek you're talking about the depth? Kelce. I'm talking Tyreek and Kelce.
Just them two.
Just those two. Because those two are you need. Let's be real. I mean, you watch the same games. The other guys, they're cool. They give you a little appetizer here and there, but it's
more because of Mahomes.
Correct. But it's heavy dose of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce when those guys are available. When they're available, man, I absolutely love watching them play. But because I can't say that because they're technically on COVID list right now. So I have to do this with the assumption that they would not be out there.
Whoa.
Can I talk about Clyde? Can I talk
Solid.
about him a little bit? Because I do like.
You liked him coming out.
I did. The thing that I do like, if you watch the last two games, Chargers game, but more importantly that Raiders game, man, when he is able to get going, when he is able to keep them, just being able to run effectively and efficiently, it makes that offense so much more dynamic. And at times, I mean, he does it running the ball between the tackles, but he also catches it out the backfield. And to me, man, like I said, when they are able to get him involved, and I do think they want to keep getting him involved because it makes them more dynamic. But it's just like I said, man, when you watch him and he gets going, his confidence is going, I feel like everyone around them has an easier job, way easier. So that's why he's my number 2 there.
He's number 2.
Since I can't talk about the receivers right now.
So I can't talk about Kelce and Hill then either?
Okay, I mean, because you saw that I started to talk about him like technically.
But that's an obvious one too. So we don't really need to talk about him. Right. Obviously, Kelce and Hill are studs. Best. I'd say Hill's what, top 5? But like in terms of as a weapon, he's easily top 3.
Yeah.
But as an overall receiver, at least top 5. And then Kelce,
bro.
Between him and Kittle as your top tight end.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're obviously studs. That's something that you should like about the Chiefs when you're watching the games. I didn't really give any consideration to Allaire. He has been solid for them.
He has, bro.
They kind of go away from the running game maybe a little bit too much, but when they keep on it, it does make an impact on their offense. Maybe they just need to get more comfortable with it because of the amount of times they put the ball in Mahomes' hands, and they trust him, and rightfully so. Yeah.
But they put it in his hand a lot.
But you see what can happen, like last year's Bucks on a playoff run, whenever you have a running back that you could hand it off to, like it could change the game for you and really help your dynamic on offense. Now, I'll go defense. I'll just simply go defense then as my number 2. Maybe I'll pedal back to Allaire on my 3. I got to think about that a little bit because I was just gonna go Hill, Kelce,
same,
and then defense. But defense, I don't think they are above reproach. But the way they've been turning the ball over, these past 6 or 7 games, because offenses have had success. Like I've seen Dallas. You know what? Actually, no, they stiffed Dallas a little bit, but they turned the ball over for Dallas. I think it was multiple times. Same thing with the Broncos. Broncos were moving the ball. Yeah. Like Javonte Williams was having a lot of success in the running game. And then we saw what the Chargers did last week. They just pounded the Raiders, though. I mean, they had their numbers.
But they started out fast. You had the turnover the first play for a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Yeah, game flow on those ones.
You come back and score 3 times before you know it's 3 scores to zip. It was kind of like this Bengals game we played and the Browns game, the two that kind of got out of hand for us. When you get when they score like that early on, man, it can avalanche on you,
So I'll give credit to their defense because they really started to step up.
Yeah,
I think it was the Packers game that you really started to notice it. Now they were playing Jordan Love, but still, their defense was good, and Packers were making stupid mistakes. So they maybe even should have won that game with Jordan Love. Almost like our defense in a way. Just from the standpoint of I watched Denver move the ball on them, but they got timely turnovers.
Yeah.
And I think that's more on Denver kind of killing themselves. But at the same time, with us and our defense, I mean, we're letting up huge numbers against the Vikings. Like, they're a better version of it, obviously, but we let up huge numbers against the Vikings. We let up big numbers against the Chargers. But when it came to the second half, some of those turnovers, you do got to give credit to the defense. I just think the Chiefs have been a better version of that over these past, probably 8 weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks.
Yeah. All right. Last thing I like.
Go for it.
Not the last, but the last one that I'll list. I like their 3 individual pass rushers. Frank Clark, Chris Jones,
Melvin
Ingram. I do. But I only like them in obvious passing situations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I see Ingram getting blown off the ball sometimes.
When it's gotta have it passing situation, they can just pin their ears back. That Chargers game in the second half, that Raiders game, it's tough to block those guys where you're talking about having 2 guys that can get off the edge, 1 guy in the middle. Very similar to what we have here when you talk about your TJ, Highsmith, and Cam approach. You got a stud in the middle, you got a stud on the outside, and you got another guy that can win. It just creates havoc, but it's got to have it passing situations. Like you said, when you make them have to play honest, when you make them have to play run, play action, pass, stuff like that, nowhere near as effective. But when they can just pin their ears back and just rush, they are a handful to deal with, man. Yeah.
See, I don't mind Hilaire. I'm thinking about putting him in my 3 spot. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just gonna say Andy Reid.
I was about to say you can always go to coach, man.
Yeah, I think Andy Reid.
The enemy, whichever one you want to go with.
Yeah, for sure. Just the whole coaching staff, the continuity.
Sorensen, man.
No, hell no. He had that pick against the Broncos. He's celebrating going in the end zone. It's like, bro, that's your one good play all year, and Teddy threw it right to you, man. Like, come on. Give me a break with that. No, yeah, Andy Reid, their coaching staff, the continuity, that's, I would say, a big part of why they were able to turn the season around, because you got to have belief in that whenever you're kind of treading water. Were they 4-4 at one point? Mm-hmm. It felt like it was worse than that, the way the media was talking about them. Yeah. But yeah, Andy Reid, obviously, he's a top 3 coach in the league. Bieniemy, a good offensive coordinator. I don't even know who they have on defense. Is it Spagnuolo still or no?
Yeah, he's out there.
Is it still? Yeah, but I guess you got to give him credit too for the defense and how they've played over the past however many weeks. So yeah, definitely coaching staff.
I like it. All right, so I got 2 minutes before we shift to the things that we don't like, because I want to start that at 50, ended around about 58 like we just did. Average right on schedule. But I wanted to read off some of what the people were saying that they liked.
See, Donald Copeland, with you bringing up Melvin and making that point where in obvious passing situations, because he's saying in all caps, run the ball at Melvin.
Yeah. Caleb Cole, 3 things he likes: Patrick Mahomes, Melvin Ingram, revenge game, and their speed on offense. Wow. He's highlighting the revenge game for Melvin. He does have a favorable matchup, though, I guess.
We got one, too. Taco.
Yeah.
Do we have any more? Anyone on the Chiefs?
I don't know.
I think it's just Taco. Taco versus Melvin Ingram.
Who has the better matchup, though? Taco versus their tackles or Melvin versus our tackles?
Well, definitely Melvin.
Wow, you didn't even think about it. We said, well,
their tackles haven't been playing good, though. Melvin. They have not been playing good. Now, it's going to be more Highsmith and TJ Watt versus their tackles, though. Now, could Taco do a little something like he did last week? Get a tip pass? That was nice. Yeah, exactly. He has that height. He has that athleticism. So you never know.
Yeah. Alrighty. Couple other things. I'm seeing a lot of Andy Reid in terms of what people like. They said the atmosphere as well in terms of the Arrowhead Stadium. It is crazy out there for a fact. All right. Well, let's transition to the things that we do not like about this Kansas City Chiefs team.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go with the easy one. I am not a fan of how their O-line is currently playing. Since obviously last year, they've been changing it and they've made some improvements and upgrades from the group that was out there in the playoffs. More importantly, the Super Bowl, right? Because it wasn't even the whole playoffs. It was just the Super Bowl.
Their line wasn't that bad.
It was not that bad. It was really the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was where they had the whole 4 new different guys out there. Don't fall for that narrative. Otherwise, if that was if the group that played in the Super Bowl was the group all year, they weren't making it to that Super Bowl with that unit right there. So it is a new unit. It's an upgraded unit, but right now they're just not playing good, like consistently good. They have moments, but especially on the edge of that line, their tackles, man, those guys get beat a lot. And Mahomes either gets rid of the ball or he just moves up in the pocket. You watch Bosa in that Chargers game, man, Bosa is cooking their tackle, cooking him. But every time it's like Mahomes just knows how to step a little bit this way, step up a little bit, get rid of it a little bit, screen to that side, misdirection stuff. They're going to do a lot to protect those guys. A ton of chipping as well on premier pass rushers like that. I mean, that's what they do with their tight ends, running backs to protect those tackles because, they're not playing very well right now. So that's why I got their offensive tackles, especially for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't really know if I have anything else to add to that outside of, you watch the game. Mm-hmm. And Mahomes is making some plays, man.
He is, though. He is, bro.
But that's Mahomes.
Legs and arms. He's definitely making plays, man.
And, it puts pressure on the defense because you think you got him and he's escaping the pocket and he's able to gash you for a 15-yarder, 20-yarder, whatever it is. Because it does feel like their offense is very much predicated on getting the ball out quick.
Mm-hmm. It is.
They're throwing it out to the flats. They're doing little screen passes. But when they do try to drop back and maybe either that's not open or they're looking for something deeper, it's Mahomes making it plays by his legs and almost getting the guy open. So, I'm with you. Offensive line, I think if we can stop their run, man, and put them in some of these passing situations, TJ and Highsmith can have a day.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they should be able to.
Because there are times Mahomes does make some of that magic happen, but there's other times either dudes aren't open or he can't escape the pocket.
Yeah.
That's been way more frequent this year than in the past.
And if he can't escape it earlier in the season, that's when he would do the just crazy forcing the ball and have a lot of the turnover issues.
Yeah, he's not doing that now.
He's calmed that down, but Hopefully he'll keep calming that down. Actually, no. Hopefully he'll go back to that because we don't want him to calm that down. That makes them better when he calms it down. Which brings us to my next point: ball security.
Yep.
Got to talk ball security, man, because they turn the ball over a lot. Not just interception, right? We talked about that and don't think it's Mahomes and only Mahomes. As you've talked about, it's been some drops. There's been some just terrible, like stupid decisions that he's made as well. But they've also been having some fumbles as well, man. They will put that ball on the ground. And that's the part when I watch them on tape, I get optimistic and excited because I say to myself, we have been able to create turnovers. If we create turnovers and protect the ball, it changes the dynamic of this game a lot, man.
Because that's how I felt like. Because with the games that I watched, it was Cowboys, the Broncos, and then it was the Chargers. Yeah. For the Cowboys and Broncos, that's how I felt like the game got a little bit out of hand because of their turnovers. Because if it wasn't for that, they would have been right in it. Now, would the Chiefs have been up most of the game? Still, maybe, because who knows what the game flow looks like. But maybe instead of being a 2-score game and you having the ball with the final drive, it's a 1-score game. It's only a field goal, and then you're able to pull it off. Yeah. So that's the big thing, and that's what I was thinking too coming into this podcast. For them, they have high turnovers. They're 28th in the league right now. Over the last 6 games, they have cleaned it up a little bit because it's only been 6. But, man, that's the difference maker. If we could turn them over, get them multiple turnovers, and then we protect the ball, that's a huge difference. Yeah, and we've been doing that, but that's the thing. We've been doing that. We've been protecting the ball on offense. So that's why I like this matchup.
Yeah, if we do that, man, it is not as crazy as people making it sound. But we have to do that. We have to turn them over. And like I said, you have to protect that ball because they do create turnovers. You watch them defensively. It's weird because I don't necessarily like their defense, like play in and play out. But I feel like they just get timely stops. Yep. Yeah. Which brings us to my third point. I don't like their defense, but they get timely stops. So, y'all take that how y'all want to take it. Like I said, I do think we'll be able to move the ball on them. I personally think you can run the ball on them.
Javonte Williams, man.
I would say I feel like you could, and I feel like we should be.
What's our run blocking going to look like? That's the question.
That's the question, right? Dotson, I know he practiced yesterday, so we will see if he has a Bud Dupree-like return now that the team has officially opened up his window to return as well. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, I feel like we should be able to run the ball. We should be able to. Teams move the ball on them. You can run, you can throw on them. But the problem is, like I said, at times, their pass rushers can create a little bit of pressure. Yep. Tyrann Mathieu does a great job in terms of just having a natural knack for the ball. And I also like Bolton. I like his game, but obviously he's on the COVID list as well right now.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
He has been, but he's on the list. So it's like,
over 100 tackles this season? He's been pretty solid for them. Yep. So I agree with you on that because I even mentioned it because I said the defense is something I like, but I also mentioned all those caveats. So I'm with you there. It kind of goes hand in hand with the turnovers. I was just going to say, like, their receivers outside of Tyreek Hill, I don't really like that much. And we kind of hinted at it throughout.
So you don't like Josh Gordon?
I do, actually. I would actually like to trade for him.
He ain't available, though.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really featuring him. I don't know what the deal is with him.
No. I think he's out with is he on the COVID list as well, right?
Yeah, but his stats this year are not good.
But he just got there. They threw him a touchdown pass last week. Yeah, versus the Chargers, he had the one on the goal line. Yeah,
but I think he only has like 29 yards on the year or something.
How many games he played in though? How many games? I don't think he's played in that many.
I'm saying over under 5. I'm saying under. I'm gonna say he played 4. You find it? Looks like 5. Is it 5
total? Yeah, 5 total.
Does he only have like 29 yards?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. So,
if he were to step up,
not play against? No, he played against them because I saw the touchdown. Yeah, it wasn't popping up the stash from it though.
Well, listen, if he was their wide receiver too, and they featured him more, I'd like him better because I wasn't a fan of the signing at that point because I was pissed off that we didn't try to get him. But no, outside of him, you got Pringle. You got
no. They're saying he's played in 9 games, but I don't know if he's actually like played. Like if he's dressed, then technically he's like out there. But if he's not on the field, then it's like you're not really playing.
Yeah, you got Pringle, Hardman, Robinson.
Yeah,
these dudes drop the ball. I mean, they're solid, but as I mentioned earlier, I think it's more Mahomes kind of making plays. Like you could throw a bunch of receivers out there if you could just catch it, if you could just get open. things are going to go right for you. You're going to put up some stats. Like Hardman's got like 500 yards. He's actually been, I think, you could probably ask Chiefs fans.
He's electric, though. I like
him. He's probably been a disappointment for them, though, because whenever he came out, he had a really hot rookie season. And you were thinking he was going to be like Tyreek Hill Jr. It just really hasn't culminated that way. So, what my three is a combination of defense. I think things can be had with them, but then also the drops at the receiver position. Just the receiver depth outside of Tyreek Hill. I like Josh Gordon. I do like Josh Gordon, but no, they ain't using him like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it is Josh Gordon's fault, though. I don't know if he's up to speed. Who knows? It's just a shame how his career played out. It's like Martavis Bryant type of stuff.
Yeah. But more optimistic, though, because at least he has returned multiple times. Whereas with Tay, he's still waiting on that return.